You know, oh, okay. You can. If you hit X, it brings up this. It shows you, it does show you everything. All right, cool. I don't think I actually ever knew that. Well, usually when I'm like playing this normally, I'm like semi paying attention enough to where I like didn't need to like think to like, hey, I want that. I want to see everyone's status at once. But since I'm like talking, I'm like pretty much 0% paying attention to like anyone else. Oh man, okay, well. I do think that that the chance in community chest, like, I don't know. I feel like there's like too many like lackluster ones. Like that one was like pretty good, collect $150. But it's like, do we really need to like to collect $10? Isn't there one where it's like collect $10 or something like that? Then there's like the third prize in the beauty pageant. Wow. You are effing stupid, sir. I just totally flipped the script on them. Yeah, they say that if you don't want your family members to borrow money, what you do is you ask your family members to borrow money. And then like I've said that to a couple of people, and there are people that 100% understand the meaning behind why that's such a like a smart, clever move, and then other people that are like totally clueless on why that's such a smart, clever move. But yeah, well, I won't be specific, but there was a family member that just asked to borrow money today, as a matter of fact. It's the first time in a long time I've been asked to borrow money, or to loan money or whatever. I typically don't loan money because I'm 40 years old, and anyone who lives to the age of 40 who has ever loaned money to someone knows why it's very fucking stupid to loan money to people. But because it's a family member, I do have leverage that like I was like, well, if I don't get the money back, then I'm just gonna deduct it from their Christmas. Or you know, the money I would have spent on Christmas, I'll just buy them $50 less worth of stuff. They ask to borrow $50. But then sometimes what'll happen is someone will just ask to borrow like $10 or $20. They'll ask to borrow like a low amount. And $50 is like kind of is still like a lowish amount nowadays. $50 is like the new 20. But people don't realize like how like pathetic it is to need to borrow $50. And the reason why is because if you don't have $50 to your name, that is very fucking pathetic and sad, and you should like reevaluate your life and your decisions that you've made that led you to this point where you need $50. And then people will be like, well, they just had like like whatever, like, dude. And then you can always tell the kind of people that would be the ones to borrow money from other people are the ones that always try to defend other people that borrow money. And to those people, I would say, yeah, whatever thing you're saying of why you should just have a heart and just loan it to them, yes, you're right. But go ahead and loan someone money and then see what happens. And then I dare you to not change your mind. Like anyone that's ever loaned money to someone agrees with me. And then anyone that's never, like, I guess if you're so poor that nobody's ever hitting you up for money, then you don't understand why you don't loan the money out. Does that make sense? But basically, like if someone asks to borrow like $20 or whatever, it's like, okay, so this person does not have $20 to their name. Because they're the kind of person who does not have $20 to their name, what makes you think that at any point they're going to have $20 extra to pay you back with? And even if they do pay you back, then that opens the door for them to ask you for money again in the future. And then you're going to be like, well, they paid me back last time, so I can give it to them this time. And then if they pay you that time, then they're going to go, okay, well, this person is a reliable source of money. Now, anytime I need money, I can go to Thomas, and he'll loan it to me, because he's a fucking idiot. And so then it's just a matter of time before, like, something else, like, whatever alleged disaster occurred that caused them to need the money, eventually another disaster, quote unquote, is going to happen that's going to cause them to not have the money to pay you back with. And then, like, God help them if they are, like, stupid enough to, like, ask me to, like, borrow money after they already borrowed money. I guess I could just deduct it from their Christmas budget or whatever again, I suppose, right? But yeah, like, whenever I talk about, like, not loaning money to people, it's like, well, they just hit a rough spot. They just had a, you know, they just had, like, this thing that they couldn't control that was, like, out of their control. It's like, yes, that's true. That is true. Yes, this thing that they had no control over happened, but they're living life on the edge to where if anything happens, now they're screwed. It's the same thing. Like you should always be skeptical when people have, like, no money. Like, you shouldn't, like, I think people are too quick to just, like, have sympathy for them. And I'm not saying you shouldn't have sympathy for them, but what I'm saying is that, like, most of the time, when you really, if you unpack everything that happened that led them to that position or whatever, you realize that there's, like, been, like, a series of, like, mistakes and, like, bad decisions that led to it. So then once you realize that it's their own fault, then you don't have as much sympathy, because it's like, well, you put yourself in this position. So even if the one thing happened that they couldn't control, it's like, okay, well, then last month when this thing didn't happen, why didn't they set any money aside? Like, why don't they have any, like, why are they living life with 37 cents and a Pop-Tart in their bank account? And they'll just like cruise through life with, like, no money, and then it's like, as soon as the first unexpected thing happened, now they're like, oh, now I don't have like the money for it, and I couldn't control it, so there's, like, nothing I could have done to prevent it. It's like, well, like, nothing bad happened to you for the past year. Why weren't you putting a little bit of money aside every month for the past year? That way you could cover, you know, a flat tire or something, you know? So yeah, so it's always the people that are so poor that no one asks them for money that are always defending it, because they don't have the perspective of being on the side of the person that loans the money out and then doesn't get it back, because they've never experienced that. That's why they don't understand the perspective of people that loan money and don't get it back, because they've never, like, lived that experience or whatever. This freaking guy, by the way, such a silly goose. How much did I offer him last time? 150, I think. You know, I do want it. We'll try 180. I mean, that's a pretty good deal, I guess. It's just a matter of, is he stupid or not? I'm pretty sure they're programmed. Oh, I have to hit accept over here. Wait, did he take it? I didn't see if he took it or not. But yeah, I mean, I know it makes it sound heartless, but it's like, well, you can only not get paid back so many times before you just say, fuck it, fuck all y'all, I'm not loaning any more goddamn money. And you can thank all the people that didn't pay me back for me being at this point where I have to say, like, draw like a hard line, you know? But yeah, it's the same thing when people get fired. You ever heard someone say, "Oh, I did this one tiny minor thing and I got fired. So that sucks for me, right? Don't you feel bad for me?" Yeah, always be skeptical when someone says, "I did this one tiny thing and I got fired for it." What they don't realize, they either realize it or they're being disingenuous and trying to like garner sympathy from you by not telling you like the whole story. Like someone will be like, "Oh, I was 2 minutes late and I got fired." It's like, well, did you get fired for being 2 minutes late? Or did you get fired for like 100 things that you did wrong over the past like 6 months, and then being 2 minutes late was like the final straw? You're just gonna leave all that part out. So like a lot of these people, I think there are people that are like legitimately like too stupid to like realize that they're like just a big like fuck up or whatever, or like they're not pulling their weight, or they're just like bad at their job or whatever. You know, like bosses do get to that point where it's like, okay, I need to find a reason to get rid of this guy. This guy's a liability, or this guy sucks. I need to get rid of this guy that sucks so I can get in someone who's like better, you know? But I do think that there probably are some people that are like dumb and like don't realize like how bad they are. They don't realize what bad employees they are, or like how they don't realize the degree to which they are a bad employee. You know what I mean, right? So then when they get fired, they're like, "Oh, I got fired for this one tiny thing," and they like literally believe that they like just got fired for that. You know, I should check to see if I did get that property. I don't even remember what property it was. Man, this is gonna have to be multiple episodes. We're already at like well over 30 minutes. I don't know. I was thinking that the game would maybe be like an hour, but nobody's like died yet. But then again, it's like, well, maybe once people start dying, they'll like start dropping like faster. Uh, okay. So what was I gonna look at to see what I had? Oh, the slumlord ones. Oh, he did not take it. You son of a bitch. Okay, well, we'll try 200. I'm pretty sure that the computers are programmed to like demand like more money when it's gonna give you a monopoly. So if I didn't have the other one, he would totally give me the one for 200. But because I have the other one, because it gives me a monopoly, he wants way more money for it, which obviously is the smart move. But oh god damn it, should I offer like a little bit more? Should I go like 220? We'll try 220. If 220 doesn't work, then we won't worry about it for now. We'll do 222. There used to be a phone number. There's like a commercial for it. 222-2222. I don't remember what they were selling or what it was for. But they had a joke. It's a very stupid joke. It would say, "Hello, is this 222-2222? Yeah, will you do me a favor and call 911? I have my fingers stuck in the dial." I mean, don't get me wrong, I like dad jokes. But that one's a little, like, too dad for me, you know? Oh, man. They could have just put in, like, a little, like, bass tune or something. Just a little bop. Just a little bass groove or something. just for some audio ambience. Is it pronounced ambience or ambience? Or ambiance? And then sometimes people will say, oh, both ways are acceptable. It's like, okay, well, which is the one that, like, normal people use? Like, which is, like, the one that doesn't make you seem like a weirdo when you say it? Oh, man, well, I guess I'll take one more turn, and then I guess I'll end it. Well, what's funny is that if I make this a series, then theoretically, I could play, like, more games of this. I would have to, have it broken up into, like, I would have to have, like, game 1, game 2, game 3 in the title. But then again, in all fairness, I probably won't play this anymore. Not because I don't like it. I do like Monopoly a lot. Like, I would play this, you know, like, every now and then or whatever. Like, play a game, you know? But I just have so much stuff to get to that there's, like, no way I could do it. Yeah, I looked at my list. And I swear to God, dude, it's, like, probably more than, like, 10 years worth of stuff. It's, like, insane. It's, like, literally insane. Like, I might be the Let's Player with, like, the longest, like, backlog of stuff to play. I can't imagine, like, there might be some Mad Lad out there, but I can't imagine a Let's Player having as much of a backlog as I do, and I actually am the one that has it. Like, if I saw this, if I saw someone else's like, if I saw my backlog, like, if someone else had it and it was me looking at their backlog, I would be like, oh my God, you are insane, dude. But it's actually me. Which is why I need Bitcoin to hurry up and hit $1 million so I can retire. So I can stay home and record more. Get through this freaking backlog, like, faster. It's funny, it's currently at $64,000. And it's kind of funny. Everyone's like, oh my gosh, it's, like, up. It's like, well, y'all act like it's at the all-time high. Like, it's up-ish compared to, like, what it was, like, before. But it's like, well, it's been higher than this. So let's not get, like, too excited, you know? It just hasn't been, like, this high, like, in a while. But, yeah. It's kind of weird how, like, people say that, that Bitcoin is, like, super, like, volatile. I just hit the computer desk with my knees, so that might have made a thump that went, like, up through... That might have picked up on the mic, actually. But people are like, oh, the price is, like, super, like, volatile. And yes, that is true, but it can also stay pretty much, like, exactly the same for long periods of time, too. Like, there was a point where it was, like, hovering around, like, 30,000 for, like, 6 months. So, like, yes, it can go up and down, but on a day-to-day basis, like, what? I don't know, 99% of the time, it stays about the same. And then it might, like, trickle up or down over the course of, like, a week or two. But there's also extended periods of time where it just, like, stays, like, flat. And then, like, occasionally it'll go up or down, like, $5,000 over the course of, like, 2 days or whatever. But it's like, well, that doesn't actually happen, like, too often. So these massive things where the price goes up and down, like, massively, doesn't, like, it doesn't really, like, affect, like, me. Like, I'm not like a day trader. I'm not, like, trading it. I'm not like buying and selling. I'm not, like, buying at the dip and then, like, selling at the peak or whatever. I'm just, like, they call it DCA. It's dollar cost average. It's just where you buy, like, small amounts consistently over a long period of time. That way you don't have to worry about if the price, like, goes up or down. Oh, did I say I would do one more turn, then we'd end it? Maybe I'll just turn this into 2 episodes. Maybe I'll just end the second episode here in a minute. Because we're already at like 40 minutes now. So this could be like two like 20-ish minute episodes. Maybe I should do about 20-minute episodes of those. I don't know. I think I might have mentioned this at one point, but I do kind of want to make a point to keep an eye out for games that you could do shorter episodes on, and then do shorter episodes on those games. I think I mentioned it at one point a while back. But I've been playing a lot of games that it just like makes more sense or whatever to just like have longer episodes so you can get done with it like in a decent amount of time, you know? Try like 240. Oh wait, or was that for the railroad? No, because I was paying over 300 for the railroad. This is a good deal. He shouldn't take it, but also he should. You son of a bitch. Oh, look at this fucking troll. He wants all my freaking money. And a property. That is pretty funny. You know, I'm actually not sure if I've ever seen a computer do that. That actually is funny. Maybe they're programmed to do that if you hassle them like too much. Oh, wait, no. The railroad. The F out of here, dog. Oh man, whoever that guy is, he must be like a good player. I am pretty sure that if you give them enough money, they will crack. But you have to pay them like obscene amounts of money. Like I might have like he might sell that for like $800.